Everyone on Twitter, again, is screaming bull run as if magically the macro bear is over after yesterday's move. I want to tell you, I think this is a textbook bull trap. And I'm going to be giving you some signals to explain why I think this is and why I think you should be optimistically cautious in today's market. Bitcoin right now is standing at $87,000. And if you look at this chart, I mean, let's be real for a second. This is not the most confidence-inspiring move in crypto history. I want to see a break above 92,000 before I'm even remotely bullish in the crypto markets again. Anything in between this is just, once again, a range playing out. And for anybody that has a pair of eyes, you can see for yourself that Bitcoin, while it is going to be a strong asset in 26, it's struggling to get legs. October 10th was the biggest liquidation in crypto history. And I promise you, my friends, this is not something that is going to magically go away. $19 billion got liquidated from the crypto markets. And the place that it went, I'm going to tell you in this video. And that's why I think, my friends, it's good to do your own research, because if you look at the liquidation numbers today, they tell you a story. It was only $45 million. Not a lot of money got liquidated on Bitcoin today. There wasn't a lot of volume on Bitcoin today. There weren't a lot of moves today. When did Bitcoin pump then? Well, Bitcoin actually decided to pump during the weekend, the most illiquid time in the global equity markets. The worst indicator you could get in the crypto markets is a pump during the weekend, because no one's trading in the weekend. They're busy wasting all of their money at the club or trying to impress someone, and whoever knows what they're trying to do with their money, but they're not in the crypto markets. They're not here trading. They're unreliable. We want to see a extension over a range over a given time frame to the point where funds want to buy into the crypto industry. Some things you should see that I think are very fascinating. On Monday, Bitmain had a 20% surge for their stock. They hold about 3% of all Ethereum traded. That is a lot of Ethereum. Right now, Ethereum is at $2,900. And even despite the fact that Bitmain is accumulating record numbers of Ethereum is still down 7% this week. This shows that institutions from other places are dumping a heck of a lot more than these major institutions that are actually accumulating. There's more sell pressure, there's more offloading than there is onboarding. And I believe this is actually going to continue to be the case until the crypto markets begin to show stability over a long enough period of time. I don't think you should expect the institutions to be the heroes here. The institutions just want to make money. And if the situation isn't obvious for them to make money, then they're not going to force the trade. Funds like Bitmain are going to force the trade because they hold a lot of Ethereum. They hold a lot of crypto. They want these things to work out. MicroStrategy has $56 billion worth of crypto. That's a lot of cryptocurrency. They have pretty much double the amount the United States has, and who even knows how much China has at this point, if 16 billion is even accurate. Bitmain has $10.6 billion worth of Ethereum, which I think is absolutely insane right now. And the MNAVs that they're trading at are looking like they're getting close to a bottom, but they're just not there yet. We are just not there yet. And that's why I think we still have one more bull trap until we get the future run that we're going to get, which I believe is going to happen in Q1 of 2026. That's going to take us to brand new all-time highs and beyond. Let me tell you a couple other things that are signaling to us that we're getting a bull trap here and we're not going to have the big pump leading into Thanksgiving. Check this out. So this is Eleanor, a journalist and host for Crypto America, talked a little bit about the Clarity Act. Now, the Clarity Act and the Crypto Market Structure Bill were a big deal for the crypto industry. The Clarity Act was passed by the House in July, and the Senate has been working on its own version, which was what Senator Tim Scott was referring to. This is going to be a massive deal. It's going to give clarity for the crypto markets. That's why they're calling it the Clarity Act. However, this was delayed until 2026. On top of this, a big reason for why this delay happened is because of the fact that the government was shut down for 43 days. 43 days. So they're still playing catch up on a lot of these bills. That's why for some time, the markets had actually flipped on the Fed's decision in December to cut interest rates. This was a pretty radical change. I mean, we had here earlier, in the month of November and in late October, we had a 25 BPS decrease at 90% odds. And that crashed all the way down to what was it, like 22%? 22% on the 20th. That was 5 days ago. There was a 20% odd for an interest rate cut. Now the odds have flipped once again to 84%. This shows that the crypto markets are positioning for a rate cut on December 10th. But I want to warn you that before December 10th happens, we do have some negative catalysts for the crypto markets. The first one is the fact that Thanksgiving's coming. We have a holiday. During holidays, just like weekends are infamously unreliable, holidays are even more unreliable because volume is going to drop off. We have no idea where the crypto markets are going. We have no direction on where the crypto markets are going. If you're in a long right now, I want to caution you. The crypto markets are not easy to trade right now because there is no clear direction. And until there is clear direction in the crypto markets, there's no telling where this thing's going to go. And I'd lean more toward another capitulation or nothing versus any sort of bullish pump leading into Thanksgiving here. Other things to tell us, Bitcoin dominance has just been chilling. It's been doing absolutely nothing. I mean, it's doing nothing. This is a break though. I mean, we haven't really seen Bitcoin dominance have a decline and then just kind of do a whole lot of nothing. Usually it picks a direction, like it goes up or, in this case, it went down for a little bit. In this case, it went down for a little bit longer. Like there's usually direction, but it's just flat. It is completely flat. And the reason that it's flat is because volume has dropped off, because the October 10th liquidation crisis, which was caused by market makers making major mistakes, that has caused a lot of liquidity to leave the crypto markets. And you're kind of probably wondering where they've been going, where that liquidity's gone, because at the end of the day, when people get liquidated, the money goes somewhere. And the place that I think the money is going to right now is the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ is an indices of technology stocks. Pretty much. That's what everybody knows the NASDAQ for. And over the past 5 years, it's up 111%. I mean, it is doing incredibly well. I've got to say, if you're all in on crypto and you're not in the stock market right now, it must feel really bad. One of the things that I did when I paid off my debt last year was make sure that I got some exposure to the stock market, because the equity markets are absolutely insane. They're tearing it up right now. And the number one place to be is in the AI boom. Some people call it the bubble. Some people call it the boom. I think that AI is going to continue to be a cold race between China and the United States. So whatever your opinion is on AI, I still think AI is going to be very important. I use AI every single day of my life these days. It's only going to get crazier. And so money is flowing into robotics. It's flowing into AI. And crypto needs a narrative from the political side to get its feet moving again. To get moving again, we really need something from the US to get it some clarity in order for the markets to move. And so the big moment that I'm seeing for my stable coins when I want to allocate into the crypto markets again is going to be around that Clarity Act, around Q1 of 2026, when we do have the government functioning for long enough to get these decisions to cut interest rates, to get some stability for the crypto markets, to give funds enough time to kind of verify that, it's time for another move inside of the crypto markets. That's what I want to position inside of the crypto markets. Right now, I want to hold my bags. If you've been holding this entire time, there's no reason to sell, but there isn't a lot of reason to ape your entire portfolio. The only logical things that you could do in the crypto market, of course, none of this is financial advice. You do your own things. But DCAing is a very logical thing. Dollar cost averaging, it's when you pour a certain amount every day. If you didn't know, not sponsored, but Cash App does have no spreads and no fees on recurring Bitcoin purchases. I actually do this, and it's just something that I enjoy doing because I don't have to pay fees. But I've been doing that for a bit. I've been buying like $100 weekly on Bitcoin for quite a long time at this state, and it's resulted in significant gains, which I very much enjoy. I very much enjoy, but really just like use anything that will DCA. That's how you position yourself in the crypto market. Don't try to time the market right now because it doesn't make sense to try to time something that doesn't have a clear explanation. There's no clear explanation as to what in the world is coming next. But we do have some soft indicators like politics, the Clarity Act, that is going to give people another reason to care about crypto. And I think once the markets begin to stabilize and some of these digital asset treasury companies begin to creep up, this is going to be a big deal, a massive deal for the crypto markets. However, if you look right now at MicroStrategy's MNAV, which is a comparison between how much their company is worth right now in the stock market against the assets that they hold, aka Bitcoin, their MNAV is at 1.16. And they have said back in August 4th that Strategy is no longer issuing MicroStrategy at below a 2.5x MNAV. So we want to see MicroStrategy trading above this if you want to see, insane amounts of Bitcoin purchased from an entity like MicroStrategy. We want to see these stocks up. We want to see the interest and narrative hot if it's going to make sense for MicroStrategy to begin to buy tons of Bitcoin. The inverse is also true. If MicroStrategy suffers for long enough, they're going to have to go ahead and sell some of that Bitcoin to buy their stock back up. That is kind of the trade that you're in when you're in something like Strategy, when you're in a crypto position. And it's something that's going to continue to be a bigger and bigger part of our industry. But I would say that at the end of the day, up and to the right is the long-term thesis. I still am convinced that there is a bull trap that is here. And I hope that everything that I told you today has helped you in understanding that, because I want you to be safe. As always, my friends, stay classy, and I'll see you all in the next one.